Welcome, Coach Johnson. Appreciate you. Appreciate you checking in, Coach Johnson. Faze Naya, appreciate you checking in. Muggy 777, checking in. Yes, they call me. Yes, checking in. Let me see y'all checking in. Okay, I see you. Appreciate you checking in this week for Courtside Conversations. One of my favorite of the week that we have. Always enjoy it. Appreciate you checking in, Coach Johnson. Steph, that's my guy over, was in Abaco. Good to see you doing all right, man. It's good to see you. Mackenzie Allen, appreciate you checking in. Appreciate y'all coming back this week for another episode of Courtside Conversations. Appreciate it. We got a great show tonight. One of my good friends here tonight from the Bahamas, Nassau, real good friend of mine. He'll be in here, Mr. Denykco Bowles, who will be in the Courtside Conversations chat tonight. Brave 5, appreciate you checking in. Yes, sir, Coach Johnson. We're all thanking God that we're alive and that you guys, survived Hurricane Dorian and still alive, my brother. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see you when I get over there. We're continuing to come in. I see y'all coming in. We got, like I said, a great guest tonight in Mr. Denykco Bowles, and he'll be checking in shortly. Just to go over a couple things while we do. As we wait on Denykco to check in, let's talk about a couple things we got going on coming up. Tuesday is, of course, today, and we got Denykco Bowles on. But Thursday, we got Michael Lancaster on here. Michael Lancaster, NBA skills trainer. He actually has a worldwide business of training trainers. So if you don't know I'm Possible Training, you should, and there's a good chance you do if you're in basketball. I'm Possible Basketball training by Michael Lancaster will be here Thursday. And then tomorrow we'll have Settle the Score. We'll talk about identifying your personal flaws, accepting your personal flaws, and overcoming your personal flaws. We have to be vulnerable to the things that, that we have to accept about ourselves. And, we're not perfect people. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. And I want you to join in tomorrow, because tomorrow, some of you I may let just come live with me, and we'll talk about our personal flaws. Tomorrow I'll be open with it, and hopefully you'll do the same. As we wait, Trey, you're there. Check with Denykco. And let's look over some things about the Bahamas. That's one of my favorite places to have our camps. We have camps a lot of places, but the Bahamas is one of my favorite places. Let's look at some of the things going on in the Bahamas while I talk here. And then we'll have Denykco in a few minutes, and you'll be able to see that they're very talented over there. If you've never been, it's a beautiful place, but the athletes over there can absolutely go. So we'll be talking to Denykco shortly here. Trey, check. Like I said, tomorrow we have our Settle the Score, and in a minute we'll have Denykco here as we look at a little bit of highlights of the Super 60 showdown in the Bahamas. As we get ready to start in just a second here with Denykco, we're just looking at some of the talent that's over in the Bahamas. I think people sleep on just how talented they are over there, and it's really one of my favorite places to be. Over the last couple of years, we've watched the actual skill level over there increase so much, and we've made a real good effort to help bring more exposure to the Bahamas to make sure that these kids get, the opportunities that we over here in America have, because they work just as hard, just as talented. They just need a little guidance and a little help. And that's what we're here for. That's why we always have this event. And if you look at these highlights, you can see there's some ballers over there. There's some ballers over there. So it's going to be exciting. And I see Denykco has just joined our chat, and we're going to bring him in just a second. We're going to let this play for just a second so you guys get an idea of why we have Denykco here tonight and why we're trying to bring so much exposure to the Bahamas. If y'all know, I've been going over to the Bahamas now 5 years, and this is the type of talent that I've seen, that I know exists over there, and it's just getting better and better and better each year. So we're gonna bring in my guy Denykco, so we can get this party started. So everyone, help Denykco Bowles. Denykco.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
Man, all is good. No complaints, man. That's right here,
Good. Looking
as safe
good.
as possible.
I don't see you too many times without your cap on, man. So, so now you're chilling with the bald head. Now we get to see you without your cap. Look all strange, But I was just telling them, just looking at the highlights, man, it's unreal that there's a lot of talent over there. You know what I mean? And that's one reason we want to have you on tonight. And we appreciate you being here as people are still piling in here. So, Denykco, before we get started, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? I'm going to let this play for a second while we talk, but why don't you introduce yourself?
For those first-time viewers, persons that don't really know, my name is Denykco Bowles, and I'm the 7th-year physical educator and head basketball coach at Doris Johnson Senior High School. That's down here in Nassau, Bahamas. I'm also the director of IBA Bahamas, that's International Basketball Academy Bahamas, and just honored to be here, a part of this live chat tonight, just to give you more of an insight, of what Bahamas basketball is all about.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you being here. Over here we've been dealing with, of course, like across the world, the pandemic, the coronavirus, and in North Carolina where I'm at, we're still not up to par. We've been quarantined for a couple of months. So what's the state over there? Y'all still quarantined, or what's going on there?
Yeah, well, it's coming along slowly. We're now phase 1, going into phase 2, of operations down here. A lot of businesses are still closed. We have curfew during the week. So that's Monday to Friday from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're on curfew, but we're on complete lockdown pretty much during the weekend. So, I mean, things are opening up slowly but surely, and persons are cautious, and everybody wants to stay safe, wants to stay healthy. But people are also really anxious, and ready to get back out and to conform to some sort of normalcy, But like I say, it's been okay. It's been a drastic change, having to be indoors so much, being active, especially around our sport, the basketball. So it's a work in progress, But I'm excited to get the ball rolling, and when they give the all clear, I think I'll be the first one outside. But we're excited, and just taking it one day at a time.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Most people over here, when I talk about the Bahamas, first thing they think of, is cruise ships and beaches. You know what I mean? Like, but during normal times, why don't you tell them, just a typical what the island is like? I know, but you just give them a little idea of what it's like.
Well, I mean, you hear a person say, I live where you vacation, so that's pretty much what it is. It's just a big vacation spot, but there's a lot going on here, as a actual native of the island, it's a lot to do, a lot to see, but we are busy set of people as well. We work consistently, we work hard, we work tirelessly, and it's just to help to make ourselves better human beings, better citizens at the end of the day. So like I say, it's definitely a place that you want to be.
Yeah, no, you know me, I love it. I guess it's just humbling to see, a different culture and how y'all live life, and things are so, you know, different to some degree. Y'all a little more laid back. I
Right.
learned quickly what
Very laid back.
Bahamian time is. I learned quickly,
It's
right?
like an hour late, right?
Like, I didn't expect you to hit me up to about 8:12. Like I'm here, like Bahamian time. So, but
Right.
it is a nice place to be. Now, last year, of course, y'all had that terrible, Dorian came through, and I just saw Coach Steph checked in a minute ago, who was on Abaco, and it just got devastated. So a lot of
Right.
people were displaced, like you was telling me, in Florida and some in Nassau. How has it changed or affected Nassau? Is it more crowded or what?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody came here, from the islands,
Mm,
from Abaco especially. Like you said, it was totally devastated. Just seeing the pictures, and then later on, just finding out exactly how detrimental it was, to everybody's life down there. Pretty much the island, I think our population probably doubled, because
wow,
everybody came here. Yeah, everybody came
really?
here, seeking refuge, shelter, work opportunities. And crazy thing is, a lot of persons still haven't really caught themselves yet. So there's been about 8, 9 months probably out, and it's still wreaking havoc, on families. People lost loved ones, some two, three loved ones per home, and so it's been a real blow for the, not only for Abaco but for the community, for the country at large. So like I said, people are still picking up the pieces. Crazy enough, I have a few players, that came in from Abaco, and they were just telling the stories, how they had to go into the ceiling to
Mm,
stay safe. And it was just horror. It was just nightmare, and
mm.
so it was just one of those things I don't think I could even put into words, and the only way you could understand it is to actually be there. But God spared us, in Nassau. We didn't really get hit by it, just got a lot of winds, a lot of rain. But God is still good at the end of the day. So everybody, just pretty much sticking for each other, staying with each other, just to make sure that Abaco is back to where it once was.
Great. What I've learned going over there is that Bahamians they take care of each other. They're nurturing. They believe in God, and they're very,
Right.
it's just a sense of love amongst each other and take care of
Right.
each other, and that's always great to see. So I can only imagine when that happened, how everybody just kind of opened their arms and tried to help everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can see that. You know, switching gears a little bit, we know, or I know, and I have to keep acting like I don't know everything about you, but for
Right.
those that don't know, Denykko's a really good friend of mine. He's like family. So much so that I made a trip over there just to go to his wedding, of him and Heather. They're like family to me. So I know a lot about you. But for those that don't know,
Right.
you played ball a little bit yourself. So what was your high school and college, recruitment like? What was your experience?
Well, coming out of high school, I graduated from C.I. Gibson in 2006. Like I said, coming out of high school, it was really good. It was good times. Good basketball, good clean basketball. I'm down here, very competitive as well. But
Mm,
my recruitment coming out of high school, I think was pretty good. I went to Northeast Community College in 2006, from 2006 2008. And I played basketball down there, like you said. And like I said, it's definitely been an experience. I got my associates in general social science. And from there, I went to Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. So I played there from 2008 to 2010, where I got my bachelor's of science in economics. But just coming into the United States and playing basketball, it was a total culture shock for me.
mm,
Being one of the better players in my graduating class, you figure you're good enough. Everybody say you're good enough. So you just figure everything will just fall into place. But I mean, I got a rude awakening once I got to junior college. It
mm,
was totally different than what I expected. And you know what? It took me, I would say, until about January. So that's from August to about January to really get comfortable, and to get acclimated of the game. You know, it was going so much faster than it was here. You know, guys were more physical, you know, but they were also smarter. You know, and I mean, just being a natural athlete, you know, you always hear as Bahamians, they always have this raw talent, you know, but just getting to learn and understand the game in its fullness, you know, I think that's when it started for me at Northeast Community College. And, you know, that's actually been one of the main reasons why I kind of got into coaching as well, just to allow these kids to see the bigger picture, to understand the game. You know, I think if I had learned the game the way I did, or know as much as or close to as much as I do now back then, I think my road may have been a little different. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching some of my college tapes, and I was looking like what you doing? Like, I was just criticizing myself the whole time on the floor, trying to figure out my mindset, you know, during that time. But like I say, it's that kind of thing that allows me to coach now and to put these kids in a better position, you know, to go further than I did. You know, providing that they don't have injuries, you know, like I suffered an injury in 2011, you know, but like I say, it's just that main thing that allows me to keep pushing and allow these kids to grow and propel themselves to the next level.
No, so that was your path. Now, how different is it today for kids recruitment today? What avenues do they have now?
Well, I mean, the avenues is endless. You know, they have all the social media and everything now. We didn't have much of it. You know, and it was only a couple of years ago since I graduated. You know, but we didn't have much of it then.
Right.
Right. But I mean, the platform for kids right now is so great. You know, they have a lot of avenues, they have a lot of resources, and you know, you have a lot of persons now on, like I say, the whole social media aspect. You know, kids can be seen day in and day out. So it's easier in a sense, you know, but like I say, especially for Bahamian kids, I just think that our IQ and our knowledge of the game needs to be a little bit better, you know, in order for the transition to be smooth and for actual coaches to really, you know, pick up on us a little bit quicker. But like I said, we are on the right track, you know, and things are progressing, you know, and it's definitely a way forward for the country.
Yeah, no, before you came in, as I was showing those highlights,
Right.
I was just telling them how we've watched the skill set get better and better. The IQ start getting better and better, you know, since you started being, you know, more involved. And you and I think we met about 5 years ago.
Right.
You brought over like 20 college coaches and scouts, and you know, I was blessed to be one of them. And you know, during that time is around the time, you know, right before that you started IBA. Now,
Right.
why don't you tell the people what IBA is and what it stands for and why it's important to you?
All right, IBA, or in other words, International Basketball Academy Bahamas. You know, it's a development program that I started in 2014. And the main concept is just to provide exposure, maximum exposure for basketball players, male and female, here in the country. You know, we strive to make these kids better in every single aspect while teaching the game, you know, from my standpoint. And, you know, like I said, it's just exposure. You know, bringing in, like you said, the very first one, we had about almost 20 coaches that come down to look at these kids and to provide opportunity. You know, that's the main goal at the end of the day. You know, these kids come in, they share the same passion, the same energies, you know, as myself, as yourself, you know, so just providing that platform for them to go to the next level, to receive a free education. Most importantly, you know, that's one of the things that IB strives on. You know, and like I say, it's been a work in progress. It's been a work in progress, you know, from you first came down to now. It's been a drastic improvement. And like you say, it's not more so to the athletic standpoint, but just our knowledge base. You know, I keep stressing our knowledge base because it's key. It makes the whole game easier. And, you know, it's something that coaches really, really strive and look towards. You know, so like I say, that's IB in a nutshell, you know, and we year in, year out, you know, we provide opportunities for these kids by hosting events. You know, yourself, you come down every single summer, you come down in October to host a preseason camp as well. You know, so it's just providing another avenue for these kids. And like we spoke of earlier, this is just another way that kids can get to the next level, you know, along with the social media, but it's just bringing outside pieces in, such as yourself, to provide kids with these opportunities.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when you and I first talked like 5 years ago when we first met, I think it was important that we stopped then and recognized that you can bring over college coaches, you can have them look, but if they're not ready
Right.
is frugal. It's really, it makes no sense because they're not going to use them anyway. So,
Right.
I commend you on taking the steps into trying to change the culture.
Right.
They've relied on the athleticism, but over here everybody's athletic.
Right.
So you have to be almost better to get the same opportunity. So,
Right.
we've kind of concentrated on getting their mindset, their skill set, just the whole basketball player,
Right.
thinking the game through. And like you said, is what we've seen has just been amazing. Like the last time we came last year and just to see what it was just like,
Right.
wow, it's actually happening. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
actually
Right.
happening. So it made me so proud to see, now over there, y'all got all types of sports that we don't play, man. We don't play. So
Right.
I'm talking about cricket. Y'all great in track.
Right.
Tennis. Soccer. But recently, basketball has been picking up. A lot.
Right.
So when did you start seeing that change in popularity in basketball?
Well, I think possibly a few years ago, I think the main high point for Bahamian basketball was the whole thing with Buddy Hield.
Right.
Once Buddy got into the draft and went as high as he did in the NBA, I think that was the turning point because it brought recent times, to reality for a lot of kids. I don't think we had a basketball player in the league for quite some time. So for him to actually make it there, and to be a homegrown kid, that works hard, that did everything that he needed to get to the next level. It provided a sense of hope for the kids, so kids saw this and everybody now, wanted to grab a basketball, wanted to start playing. The kids that were playing, they really wanted to push themselves. They wanted to work hard, to get to the next level, seeing that someone in their backyard, got to the pro level, which is the highest level in the world. So like I say, it's been an occurrence such as that. And then, DeAndre Ayton came down, and he is now in the league as well. So all these things, kids seeing them face to face just with every other day around the island, and now they're on this platform excelling in a sport that they love so much. That's the thing that really sparked these kids' interest and allowed them to push themselves and to work hard to hopefully one day be the next buddy, DeAndre Ayton, or, even make someone in the European League or somewhere around the world. But at the end of it, like you say, is just to provide themselves with a better education, to become productive citizens of the Commonwealth of Bahamas, at the end of the day.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Right.
And you're doing a great job. Speaking of how great you're doing, I mean, the accolades don't stop. I mean, in just a couple of years, you've gone to the Island Championship and won it at Doris Johnson. You've started the International Basketball Academy that, not only travels even to the states and travels, but also you do the camps and the showcases, and now you're assistant on the national team. It's
Right.
like you're the man over there. This is what we talked about years ago. Is
Right.
you're becoming the man, and so have you noticed a difference in the respect they have for you and the people that call you and maybe ask you things or things like that?
Well, knowledge is something that has always been given from my part. I know that's something that people always respect, especially once you have a winning program. People kind of buy into what you do a little bit more. Like I first started, like you said, Doris Johnson in 2013. From that season alone, we have had a winning season pretty much every year. And so, like you say, allowing these kids to buy into what was going on. Parents then seeing the work. I remember an interview a few weeks ago when I was talking to Coach Sparks, and I was just telling them about how we went through our first scrimmage game. Once I started coaching at Doris Johnson, and we had a pretty good team. The coach who was there right before I got there, Coach McCoy, he had a pretty good nucleus. So I pretty much had the same team that he had, and but like I said, we went to our first scrimmage game, and the team that we played against, man, they beat us, I think, by like 10 points. But this team was nowhere as talented as we were, nowhere as physical, nothing. So I tried to figure like what was the missing piece. And, like we say, went back to the knowledge base. And, so these kids, 15, 16, 17 years old, trying to break them out of what they were used to, what they were accustomed to, Because like I told him, man, I said, look at this basketball that you're playing, it's not the right way, you know. So I'm here to teach you the right way, coupled with the fact that you're already athletic, you know, you're already physical, you're strong, you know. So once you can tie these things in, then you'll be pretty successful basketball players, you know. So as year go and come, you know, these kids they bought into the process, you know, into exactly what I was trying to teach them. You know what, Doris Johnson, like you said, they started to see results rapidly. Like we went up our actual first season game, we started to win. You know, I win games convincingly by 20, 30-point games. You know, so kids started to feel really good about themselves and like, okay, coach possibly know what he's talking about, you know. So
Right.
that first year we went to every championship in the country. You know, we lost, unfortunately. But like I say, from there was always a step up. You know, and like I said, just allowing these kids to buy into the process. And then once people started to see it, people started to experience it, you know, then tables started to turn. You know, it gives you a little respect. But I'm a type of person where, you know, I don't really vie for the respect or really vouch for it. But like I say, it's there. And, you know, once people see the good that you're doing and the good, once you do things from the goodness of your heart and from the purity of your heart, and like I say, it's my passion. It's something that I love to do. So people start to see it, start to buy into that, and then, you know, one thing leads to the next. And now I'm assisting on the junior national program, which has been a definite honor and a pleasure, you know, at such a young age, just being a part of it. You know, it's something that I will continue to build upon.
No, man, it makes me proud, man. It just
Yeah,
to see your journey and just, you
right,
know, where you started and where you're going, and you believed in what you were trying to do, and you did it. And, you know, I tell people, if you do things the right way for the right reasons and you work hard at it, whether
right,
they like you or not, they're going to respect you. You
right,
know what I mean? And that's where that respect comes in.
right,
Now, like we talked about, I think, you know, after the year we met, we started, you know, the Super 60 Showdown
right,
in the Bahamas, and it has totally blown up. I mean, and we've had, just looking at this video, some very, very talented kids to come
right,
through. You know what
right,
I mean? Like,
right,
I mean, just a Zorro alone was
right,
a freak of nature, you know.
right.
And so, and now we got Kai, but, you know, without me saying it all, you know, we did all this to bring exposure to these kids and help them get opportunities, you know, in other places. Who are some of the kids, you know, that you can think of right off top that have benefited from for what we've been trying to do?
Like you say, whether it was directly or indirectly, IBA has truly played a great part in a lot of these basketball players that are currently in high school, prep schools, or even colleges, not only in the United States but in Canada. Like you mentioned, Kai, you know, you first got your first taste of him. I think it was a few years ago. You know, I guess a skinny little kid, very, very
Yes,
raw. You know, he coming into the gym. You know, but he had that fight in him. He had that dog, and he had that hustle. You know, so
that's
with
right.
his kids such as Kai Jones, remember Sammy Hunter, he's now at Ole Miss. You know, he was a part of the showcase as well. You have kids like Kimar Gibson, he was a part of it. Sebastian Grady, his kids. I mean, it's just a lot of kids throughout the years. Last year's MVP Malachi McCoy, a former Doris Johnson, Mystic Marlin, he is now playing Division II at Benedict College. You got Latanya Bastian, he's at Trinity Valley. So these kids, it's just a lot of kids that pass through our showcase and the IBA program, you know, that have truly benefited from it, you know, and we're going to continue to work and continue to push. And like I say, it's the ultimate goal to put these kids on this platform to allow them to receive that exposure, you know, to get to the next level. I tell you, remember after our first year, man, we had coaches calling in, apart from the ones who were here, because we went live and they were just calling in. Coaches would want to fly down and come down and see kids. So it's just been a whole lot of good that's come from the Super 60 Showcase. You know, and it's definitely going to continue to grow in years to come.
Yeah, no, it's been doing great, man. And, you know, I love the resilience of those kids over there. You know, I guess seeing how it is over there and how it is over here, and how kids over here are so spoiled sometimes, you know,
Right,
and it gets under my skin because they don't realize how good they have it. Two things I think of that stood out to me over there. One time, actually, the very first Super 60, right? We're doing warm ups,
right,
and in the middle of the warm ups, the lights go out.
Right.
Hey, wait, the lights go out. And me and Pop and all of us are panicking like, yo. And
Right.
them boys over there, they doing layups and laughing. And we like, yo. And
Right.
we in the Twilight Zone. Nobody else is worried about this. And you was like, nah, man, it's all right. They'll come back on. What?
Right.
So, little did we know the whole island lights can go out at any time, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And that was one thing that stood out to me. And the other thing was, me and Tim talked about this not too long ago, whereas we were getting ready to start and the kid walked in kind of late, right?
Right.
And you know me, hey man, what you here for late?
Right.
Sorry, coach, I had to walk here. How far did you have to walk? A couple of miles. That, you can't get a kid here to drive a couple miles, much less,
Right.
you know what I mean? So
Right.
for him to just want that opportunity so bad that he's willing to walk a couple miles to be there, just gave me a lot of respect for, the Bahamians and the resilience they show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what are some of the other obstacles they may face that we in the U.S. may not understand?
Well, like you say, a lot of these kids, just the background some of them came from a bit challenging, but as coaches, you always want to be there for these kids to help steer them in the right path at the end of the day. I can use my Doris Johnson program, as a key catalyst, of how these kids, make it on a day-to-day basis. For a program that has been pretty successful throughout the years, since I've started teaching and coaching down there. Just for instance, we don't have a basketball gym, so these kids day in and day out, we outside 80, 90 degree weather, and sometimes it's really, really hot. So kids are probably only going to give you about 40 minutes, maybe an hour of fullness, we can get a good practice in, but these kids out there, they busting their hip, they're playing, basketball, they competing, and doing the best they can do, they out there. I'm teaching them how to take charges on the concrete, and we're doing a pretty good job at it. So, it's things like that that allow these kids to really have a greater appreciation, for when we do go to the United States and, you see kids who seem to have a silver spoon in their mouth. We always want to be the ones to take it out because we want to fight for the next spot. We want to fight for what you have. We want that next opportunity. So it struggles, as small as that may seem, it goes a long way. Sometimes we have guys, not even able to afford tennis shoes. So we have something now at school where you can go in our weight room right now and there's about probably 30, 40 pair of tennis shoes, just lined off, and it's almost like a first come, first serve for practice. You get out of class on time and you get some shoes, and a kid could wear some shoes today, the next day you wear another set of shoes. But I mean, it's a good thing, it allows these kids to appreciate, so when they do get on that stage and when they do become something of themselves, they definitely won't forget where they came from. So yes. It's a greater sense of appreciation, and I don't knock it. I kind of encourage it, and I like to see what my guys, just fight for whatever they need to, because I'm a type of person, I fight for what I want, and that's pretty much how I was brought up. When it didn't kill me, it made me a good person, a great person that I am today. So I think if those kids, can kind of go along that same path, which in everybody's path is different, but at the end of the day, they have a greater sense of appreciation for what they do have when they do have it.
That's right. No, that's exactly right. Now they face challenges, but you face challenges as well trying to organize these events. What are some of the challenges you may face in trying to put an event together in the Bahamas?
Well, the main thing is resources. I'm just finding the having the proper resources. The simple things like I said, we don't have a gym at the school, so we only have a few gyms here on the island that can operate in the capacity, that we would like to. So that's just been a challenge, having it being overbooked or whatever the case may be. So that's one of the main things, to have these kids, like I say, to have them in a productive and a conducive setting, for where we try and allow them to go. Resources, basketballs, it's always a need for that. Like I say, just ball utensils and resources of such, that we kind of lack on a day in and day out basis, But like I say, things are progressively, they're getting better, and
Good.
we just continue to believe in God and that He'll continue to provide opportunities and provide ways for us, to allow us to continue to pour into these kids, the best way that we can.
Hmm. Now, over here, we always seem to have uh, a lot of infighting with people in the same industry,
Right,
and it's so unnecessary because we all say and should have the same goals in mind.
right.
I often try to, tell we should get together and do more together. We get
Right.
more done together. How detrimental is it to you over there if everybody's not working together?
Well, it's been difficult. It's been difficult. I'm not even going to lie. It's been quite difficult. But we tend to find ways to work around it. You may not get the full effect that you desire, from a situation or from someone that you're getting assistance from or requiring assistance from. But like I said, it's definitely it's a work in progress. And, and the thing is, you have everybody just like yourself, just like myself. We have certain things that we believe in, we set in certain ways, and that's everybody. And sometimes it may mesh and sometimes it may not, but that's just, facts of life, and that's just how things operate sometimes. But at the end of the day, we are coaches, but we are looking out for the best interest of these kids. And the ultimate goal is to get these kids to the next level. And like I say, education is key. Scholarship opportunities are there for these kids to get. So like I say, once we stay focused on that at the end of the day, I think then the ultimate goal is achieved.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff, man. I know
Right,
you, again, going back to the coronavirus, a lot of things are on hold and a lot of
right,
uncertainty, but I'm sure with a lot of kids that are on this live and people on the island that's on the, whether it be parents, want to kind of know where is everything standing. Are you still moving forward? I know you have, we have the Super 60 Showdown. You
right,
have your camp that you have,
right.
the Denykco Bowles camp, and then you have the league we talked about that may be on hold. Where do you stand? Is everything just kind of wait and see, or do you have a plan of something else?
Well, I mean, it's a wait and see right now, just to see exactly, what the government is going to do in terms of opening up facilities. The main facility that I would normally hold my camp and where we have the showcase, because of the whole incident with Dorian, they kind of use that as a shelter. So they're kind of going through a little renovation and a little cleanup process right now. But like I said, in terms of COVID, I mean, the kids' parents, they're ready to go. To be honest with you, everybody is anxious. They're excited. I'm anxious and excited as well. But at the end of the day, we still have safety first. We
Right.
still have to see exactly which path the government wants to take and if summer camps will actually take place this summer. But like I say, once they're given the okay and we have some place to stage camp, then I'm definitely all for it. We're gonna take the necessary precautions. The sanitizing of the hands and the basketballs, and it's gonna be a little challenging, I guess, because basketball is a contact sport. So
Right.
to be able to channel and to control the large number of kids on a day in and day out basis, it's gonna take some manipulating, but it should be fine. The kids are excited. Like I say, I'm excited. I'm ready to roll. And this layoff has been the longest layoff I've had pretty much since my birth. So
Right.
I'm ready to get back at it.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of parents, contacting about one-on-one training with kids. So we're definitely going to get back at it as soon as we given the okay by the government to go full force. We'll be there ready to go.
Right. Okay. Okay. Good
Right,
stuff.
right.
Um, you know, you've accomplished a lot already, but what's the next goal for Denykco and IBA? What can the people look for to expect in the future?
Well, I mean, I'm going to continue to pour into the kids. That's the ultimate goal at the end of should be of any coach, as it is with myself. But just going to continue to work, continue to put my best foot forward in assisting these kids. Like I say, but the coaching aspect of it, I don't know as yet. I'm going to stay here as long as I can. To assist these kids, like I said. But I definitely think that somewhere maybe in the near future, I'm going to expand a little bit and, venture out, come into your neck of the woods, and start a little coaching down there. Because I mean, the thing is, I think I need a little more challenge, to an extent, but then with me being over there too, in the United States, that is, it'll allow me to, I think, put me in a better position, to provide for these kids too. It makes transition a little more smoother. So I think that'll be the next move for me. But like I say, we just want to continue to work, and get some things now in progress, in terms of IBA moving forward, as a yearly development program and different events that we put on place. And you and I have discussed several of those. So there's definitely going to be some good things coming forward here in the near future. And I'm really, really excited for it. And definitely glad to have you a part, of whatever we're doing down here basketball-wise. But like I said, it's definitely an exciting time. And, we're ready to go. Ready to go. And as soon as COVID is lifted, we'll be there.
No question. And we're excited to be a part of it. Now, we've had a lot of good times and laughter over there in Nassau. Some of our dinners have been like comedies over there. And then, I think of some of the things that whether it be Tim with the coral reef, I don't know if Tim is online right now, but the coral reef and the time you were driving the bus and we were going like 2 miles per hour.
By the way, we got a new bus, so.
You got a new bus?
Yeah.
It's so funny because everybody honking and going around. We're going literally like 2 miles per hour.
Right.
And Christian was like, yo, this the fastest it goes? He was like, at the moment, yes. Christian was like, no, sir.
Right.
So that just makes me laugh. But there's also now, you've been a funny guy yourself.
Wow.
You know I couldn't let you go. Don't go drinking water now. You know I had to get you. I'll be getting them with the Steve Urkel, this fashion guy right here. But before we let you go, we're going to get into something a little called. We always play a little game when we leave our live. This one for you is Trivia Tuesday. This is what we're going to do, Trivia Tuesday. So today we're going to have 10 people. We're gonna quiz you on 10 people, and this is good for my audience here to see. 10 people that people may not have known had Bahamian descent. Bahamian Americans. We're gonna let you try to guess who these Bahamian Americans, all right, that most people don't know have ties to the Bahamas. All right, here we go. You ready?
Oh wow! All right.
You got 10. Now look, you should know your country. You should know everybody.
No, I don't know everybody.
No. See, look, he's drinking water again. That's when you know. Here we go.
All right.
First, superstar across the world. She's married to a rap mogul and was once part of a successful singing group. Y'all help him out. He
I think Beyonce.
Beyonce? Let's see who it is. It is Beyonce. Beyonce.
There you go.
Her dad's dad was a Bahamian. Did you know that already? I didn't know that. You knew that? Okay. All right. Let me get out of the way there. All right. Here we go. Number 2. His mom was on a well-known 70s sitcom. His ex-wife is on a well-known 80s sitcom. And he's actually a musician in his own right.
Man.
Bahamian descent. You got to know your people, man. Come on, man.
70s sitcom.
Guitarist. He's a guitarist. His mom's famous, and his wife is famous. Ex-wife.
I don't know, but I think I'm thinking famous musician. Only person I can think of is Lenny Kravitz. I may be wrong, but that's
Lenny Kravitz. It is Lenny Kravitz.
Right.
Good job. Brown Skin Empress 242 tried to throw it in there for you.
Right.
But it is Lenny Kravitz. And actually, his mom His mom was Roxy Roker, who played Helen on the Jeffersons. So it was actually her dad that was Bahamian. Yeah, her
Right.
dad was Bahamian. All right, so okay, you 2 for 2. Who we got next?
All right.
All right, one of the most feared fighters on the planet.
Ah,
He
Kimber,
gained.
Kimber, 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 Kimber,
Oh man,
Kimber.
everybody know. I'm learning. I'm learning all of this as we go. It is Kimbo Slice. I
Right.
did not know he was Bahamian.
Yeah,
I
he is.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
You see, he's built like me, so I mean, what are the odds?
Wait. What'd you say?
He's built like me, so what are the odds?
He built like you. That don't look the same. That don't look like that. That's different. That's different. All right, here we go. This one should be an easy one. Attended Kingsway Academy. First round for the Celtics draft pick.
Rick Fox.
Rick Fox. Everybody knows Rick Fox. One of the most famous. You're 4 for 4. Okay.
All right. That's good enough. 4 for 10, 40%, 3-point. That's
40%. You know, you got to get the 80 to pass the class today now. You can't. All right, here we go. A comedian best known for smile. Smile. All right, who we got?
I don't know.
Come on, man. Y'all help him out in the comments. Y'all know who it is.
I get a lifeline, right?
Yeah, the folks in the comments, they help me
All right.
out.
Y'all help me out. Help me out.
I'm living my best life. Who else? Come on, man. You don't know who that is? He's Bahamian. He's got Bahamian descent.
Bahamian.
Precious is helping you out.
Duval?
Little Duval. Yeah, he's Bahamian descent.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, yep.
All right.
Yep, looked it up. Yep. All right, here we go. It's gonna be a little harder for you now. You 5 for 5, but we gotta get some in here. Who we got? Known for the 70s sitcom Good Times, and both her parents were raised in Nassau.
I haven't really paid attention. I watch the show from time to time, but I couldn't tell you the name.
Man, that's a classic, man. I'm gonna sit you.
Man, that's the 70s. I don't know.
Talk to him. Come on.
Who is that? Who is that?
Friends, let him know who played in the 70s sitcom, and
that's the lifeline.
Parents were raised in Nassau. Somebody help him out. He's gonna miss his. No, it's 70s sitcoms Good Times. On the show Good Times, both parents were born and raised right there in Nassau.
You say it's one person or it's two?
One person. And I'm going to tell you, her last name, and I'll tell you it's her last name is real popular over there because we've had kids in the Super 60 with her same last name. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to give you that L.
That's not a hint, man.
No, it's not a him. It's a her. Oh, my man Jerome.
Oh, Jerome. Esther. Okay.
Jerome.
Okay.
Jerome throwing in there. Esther Roll.
All right.
Esther Roll. Good
anything,
job, Jerome.
Anything 70 is Jerome is going to be my lifeline.
Jerome, we can't let him play you like that. Jerome.
Right.
Get that over, though. Jerome in there. All right, here we go. You got 4 more left. Here we go.
All right.
Longtime NBC Today weatherman. He's been the weatherman for NBC Today for about 30 years. Come on, man. You wake up to him every morning. Everybody know him. Y'all help him out. He also has...
Is he still there?
He's still there. Still there. He has a very famous last name in Nassau. We have also had players at the Super 60 with his last name. So it's a very popular last name. Y'all help him out. Don't know that one, brown skin? Oh, I think Collie just nailed it.
Who? Al Roker?
Al Roker, the
okay.
weatherman.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm learning.
Yeah, he's a Bahamian. All right.
Might be related to Zorro, right?
That's exactly what I said. Zorro's the people right there. All right, we got 3 more left. Here we go. Real easy. Greatest shooters in NBA history. One half of the Splash Brothers, NBA 3-time champion.
All right, that's Clay. Got that one.
That's Klay Thompson. Don't get much easier than that. All right, 2 more to go. Two more to go. You got to have at least one of these. No, you got to have 2 of these to actually get a passing grade. Here we go. Here we
All right.
go. Twin sisters on a popular 90s comedy sitcom. They are
That's here and
Bahamian.
tomorrow, right?
Tia and Tamara. Tia and
Yeah.
Tamara. Didn't know. Didn't know. You already knew that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, y'all got more than I thought you did. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I did some research. I was like, man, Tia and Tamara. Okay, all right. This is the
Right.
last one. This determines whether you win or you lose.
All right.
Jerome may have to help you on this one. All right, here we go. He's an actor legend. He's the first black actor to win the Academy Award for Best Actor, and he's now the ambassador to Japan, the Bahamian ambassador to Japan. He's the first black actor to win the Academy Award for Best Actor. Come on, he's a legend. Somebody help him out in the comments. I know y'all know who this is. I know
So
y'all
you mean
know.
ambassador now?
He's an ambassador right now to Japan. And he's the first black actor.
Japan.
Yeah, first black actor. Oh, somebody's giving you a hint. Somebody's giving you a hint.
I need some help.
They're giving you a hint. They're giving it to you. that must be Heather.
It can be though, because I mean the only person I could think of, but I don't know if his role now. It would be Sidney Poitier, but I don't know if it's exact role
He
now.
is actually, yes, he is actually right
Wow.
now at his old age. He is that guy.
But he's like
Right
90.
now.
He's like 92, I think, right?
Like 92, 93. Yeah, he's up there. He's
Wow.
still your guy. But hey, great job, man. We had a great time tonight. It was fun having you on. You know, people got to hear a little bit about the man behind the myth.
Right.
You know, I wanted them to understand you're the guy to see if there's any basketball in the Bahamas, whether it be male, whether it be female, whether it be youth, whether it be high school, whatever it is, you know, grads, kids, you know them all. And I want them to be able to contact you. So why don't you take a moment and tell them how they can get in touch with you?
Well, social media, it is. You can contact me, Facebook. So that's International Basketball Academy Bahamas on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, also here, obviously, on Instagram. So any one of those platforms, you can definitely reach me on. You can reach me on these same platforms, Twitter, Instagram, you know, and Facebook via my name. It's spelled the exact way, Denykco Bowles. You know, so those platforms you can definitely reach me on. So it's easy. You know, there's nothing too hard about that part. You know, so feel free. You know, I have an open line, especially the coaches. You know, so you know, contact me at any single time you want, and you know, let's get the ball rolling on some progresses. You know, so that's pretty much me in a nutshell, and IBA in a nutshell. You know, but we are definitely, like I said, we definitely want to thank you, Lamont. You know, for what you're doing. You know, not only in your hometown, but what you've been able to do for the Bahamian kids. You know, and assisting myself. You know, as well as the other coaches are part of Doris Johnson. You know, on Heather, my wife. You know, even with IBA. You know, it's like I said, it's a work in progress. You know, we continuously grow. You know, so definitely want to thank you. You know, and the sky is the limit. You know, so we're going to continue to rise to the challenge and provide the best platform we can here for these kids in the Bahamas.
Well, I thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. I really have enjoyed watching these kids, you know, grow and the culture start to shift and see, you know, you live out that dream of what you had come to fruition. You got a great support group with my girl, Heather. So make sure you tell Heather and the boys, send them my love. That's
Right.
my girl there. And, you know, Heather, I'm going to let you slide this time, but you know I got a picture. You know my favorite picture. I'm going to let you slide this. Look, he's drinking that water. You know what picture. I'll let you slide. That's my
Right.
my girl there. Again, anything, if they can't get in touch with you, then get in touch with me. I'll send, she's saying don't do it. See, I'll send, I'll definitely send them to you if they contact me, like I've always done.
Right.
I've always told the people that contact me, hey, here's his number. You contact him. I need him to be the contact. Again, we need you to, We need the Nassau to have that figurehead that has the best interest of the kids, that will work hard, doing things the right way for the right reasons, and that's why we're a part of it. And if there's anything else we can do now or in the future, just to hit me up, man. I appreciate it on behalf of myself, the Get Me Recruited staff, and Christian Gray and Tim Fields, Pop, Trey. We all appreciate what you're doing. And
I got my little mama my little mama, she wants to come in the picture, so she just crawled up on me just now. Say hi for the camera.
Oh man,
yeah.
You just got that's Heather's little baby.
Yeah,
I remember. That's
right.
Yeah, I remember. Tell Heather I said Bailey. That's right. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah, she spoiled that dog. Yeah. Well, anyway, man, it's good talking to you. If you need anything, let me know, and we appreciate you coming.
Right. All right. Thank you so much once again.
All right. Take care, brother.
All right, brother.
Bye. So there you have it, my guy, Denykco Bowles, Nassau. Definitely the guy who's doing great things over there. They're a great family to me. Not just basketball, but they're literally a family to me because they're great people and they're doing great things over there. So coaches, if you have any questions or want to get in contact with them or want to know who the kids are over there, definitely let me know and I'll get you in touch with them. All right. Again, coming up tomorrow, we're going to have an interactive talk. Any questions you have or you want to jump on my live with me, and we're going to talk about flaws tomorrow, accepting them, identifying them, overcoming them. We're going to talk, candidly. We're going to expose ourselves to the things that, we are not perfect people, and it's okay. All right? It's okay to show that. And then Thursday on Courtside Conversations, we got the one and only Michael Lancaster will be in the building. So again, I want to thank you all for coming. Once again, it's always great and one of the fastest growing IG live shows on, and we're appreciative of that. And I look forward to seeing you all Thursday. Thank you for being here.
This is the Peach State Summer Showcase. It's scenes like this that Deji longed to be a part of when he signed up for West Virginia Prep. This tournament pits close to 200 teams against each other in front of college coaches looking for talent.
What's up, Chris? How's it going? What class are you? 2020? Where you go? Northside Christian. That's where I saw you at.
Lamont Taylor is a regular at these tournaments. He runs GetMeRecruited.com, a website for young athletes hoping for a spot on a college team.
All right, come on, freshman. Name, height, position, school, Instagram.
Taylor coached youth basketball for more than 20 years before getting into the recruiting business. He says the number of international players who compete at these events has spiked.
Even in this game, I'm pretty sure one of them, if not two or three, are foreigners, like 43 on the other team. I think they're Nigerian.
Oh, really? Is that number 10? Is he American?
Actually, I think he's Serbian.
We counted close to 50 foreign players at the tournament the afternoon we visited. That's because high school basketball has gone global, mirroring a trend throughout the sport. A fusion analysis found that the number of foreign athletes among the nation's top high school basketball players has quadrupled since 2003.
If you look in the NBA, it's becoming more and more international. 30 years ago, there weren't many international players at all.
Many of these kids play for one of the hundreds of prep schools in the U.S., most of which deliver on their promises. They're not the elite, academically oriented ones that will get you into the Ivy League. These are sports-centric institutions where kids can play high-level basketball, position themselves for a college scholarship, and hope to one day make it to the NBA.
Can you tell me the difference between a prep school and a regular high school?
So a prep school is just what it says, prep. It's supposed to prep you for college. A high school, they play a regular season of maybe 15, 20 games. Well, prep schools don't have that restriction. They can play as many as 40, 45 games in a season. And that's part of the sale. We concentrate on your basketball.
Never mind. We're live. We are live. Oh no. A little bit of water. Yes, Layla. What's up, Layla? What is it, Joanna? Drew? KJ Baller checking in. Yeah. Cool. So while we're letting everybody else get in, Nevaeh's in the building. Let's talk about what are we going to talk about today, right? So today we're going to talk about 3 things, okay? Effective communication, right? How to effectively, Jiggy, what's up? How to effectively communicate with our coaches and our teammates. Jahari, hello. And staying physically fit. And then our other one is an instant ankle breaker. All right. So if you know anybody, your teammate, a friend, sister, cousin, brother, someone that can benefit from learning effective communications with their teammates or their coaches, the other one is staying physically fit. And the other one is instant ankle breakers. If anybody like those right now, just send them to live. Send them to live right now. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. If you know anybody that can benefit for any of those, go ahead, send them to live. So, hey, we can be on it today. Cool. While we checking in, let's just talk about last week. Last week, how were we with our discipline? How were we? Did we miss our workouts? Did we eat properly? Did we follow our goals that we had down? Let's grade ourselves. Step into health. Yes, Stephanie, the health coach, is in the building. So let's grade ourselves. What was our discipline like last week? Was it 1 to 5? How would we grade ourselves? Be honest. 1 being the lowest and not so good, but 5 being, yes, I did well. I was on top of it. I stayed true to my goals. Just drop them down in the chat. Naya. Okay, I got a 2.5. That's okay. We got a 2.5 in there. A 2. Okay, Haley. I did a lot of great things last week, but I rated a 4.5. That's good, Layla. Simone 3 to 4. We got Nevaeh with a 4.5. KJ 4. Not bad. Listen, let's just say this. As long as we're not at a 1, that is a start. Now, I want you to think back. Just think back on your week. What were some things that you could have did to make it a 5? What was some stuff? Was it, hey, I should have went to bed earlier so I wasn't tired during my workout? Okay. Jahari is a 5. Okay. Nice. Now, Cam just joined in, okay? So think back on your week. I want you guys